Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Stef here. So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of 36 life lessons, things that I wish I knew then that I know now. That's an old expression. So this is going to be a quick overview. And if enough of you like this video and comment on it, I'll do more expansive videos on each segment. So very quickly, we'll start out. Number one, eat natural food. Natural food, unprocessed foods. Why do you want to do that? You're going to think better. You're going to get in better shape. You're going to have a better mood. You're going to lose weight. Eat natural food. Now, less processed, the better. So food not in a box. I think that red meat is a superfood personally, but it doesn't have to be red meat, but just eat natural food. Very important. Number two, you want to drink lots of water. We are largely flesh and bone creatures. We're flesh and we're water. That's what our bodies are made of. And so it stands to reason that water and meat are very good for us, right? Because we're meat and we're water. So drink lots of water. So many of us, including me, we don't drink nearly enough water. That's number two. Number three, micro training exercise strategy. What's that? You drop down, you do 10 push-ups 3-4 times a day. Right? If you do 10 push-ups 4 times a day, that's 40 push-ups you've done. So you drop down, you've done a little bit of coding for half an hour, drop down, do 10 push-ups or do 10 kicks. Whatever it is, do some shadow boxing for a few minutes. Do some stretches. Micro exercises. The idea is to integrate exercises into your daily life so it's not like a huge issue for you. Number four, don't let words affect you. So number four, I'll read it verbatim. Words only have power if you give it to them. We live in a culture now where everybody's taught to be offended by words. And if you're taught to be offended by words, you're just giving your power away. You're letting people control you with sounds coming out of their mouth. I never understood that. Well, I understand it. We're taught to be insulted by certain words. Let me just tell you this. Back in the day, when I was young, other words were considered the unspeakable words. We'd say certain things back then, and it would drive you bananas, it would get you angry if you weren't trained. And the words that are now considered taboo, back then they were no big deal. And if everything is reversed. Words that were unspeakable back in the 70s and early 80s, today in 2025, they're considered bad, whatever. What's the difference? Our culture has just decided to tell us, to train us, that certain words are not speakable. So all I'm saying to you, if you want to have power over yourself, don't give the power to other people by letting words that you hear impact you, even if they're considered horrendous words, because I can guarantee you in 30, 40 years from now, if not sooner, words that are very offensive today, in 30, 40 years, nobody will care if you say them or not. It's just a phenomenon. Number five, your focus is your reality. Number five, your focus is your reality. If you focus on the negative, you will feel terrible all the time. You focus on the positive, you're going to feel good. I recommend focusing on the positive. Also keep in mind, if you're a negative person, remember that our brains artificially augment the negative way beyond what they really are. So focus on the positive and you feel good. Number six, high-intensity interval training is really good. High-intensity interval training is really good. That will get you in shape. Again, anything I talk about here, you got to make sure you can do it physically. I don't know what your medical situation is. I got to say that for legal purposes. But for me and for so many people, high-intensity interval training is very, very good for your health. It's a quick way to get good, healthful impacts. There we go. Related to health, you got to learn to meditate. Meditation is a good way to start controlling your primitive lizard brain, which I'll get to a little bit later, a little more. Very important if you want to be happy. Okay, number eight. If you want to marry, find your partner when you are young, maybe your late 20s. As you get older, the quality of the people you can marry will diminish just simply because people want to get married, especially women, because they have a time factor in terms of when they can reproduce. They disappear from the dating pool. So keep that in mind. So if you're interested in getting married, you got to start working on it when you're younger. Number 9, take risk when you are young. Better to take risk. I'm talking business risk and so forth. Do it when you're young, because when you got nothing to lose, it's very powerful, you know? So take risks when you're young. The worst thing you can do is try to start a business at 50 years old when you've never been in business before. Worst thing you can do. So take risk when you are young. Number 10, figure out your natural talent and develop that. That's one of the things I learned actually in martial arts. If you're a grappler, concentrate on the grappling. If you're a striker, concentrate on striking. The biggest mistake you can make is that if you're inclined to striking, to try to become a great grappler. I'm not saying ignore grappling, but really get really good at what you're good at. So that has to do with career as well. If you're really good at a certain type of development, concentrate on that. Get really good at it. If you're really good at communications, double down on that, so on. So figure out your natural talent is number 10 and develop that. Number 11, man should have a less than 20% body fat. If you're jiggle, you're fat, you got body fat percentage over 20%, you can look that up, how to measure all that. You got to work on that. You want to be thin. You get what you give, right? If you get under 20% body fat, you will become healthier. You'll have more energy. Your cognitive capabilities will be much better. And you're going to be far more attractive to in the sexual marketplace. There's no question about that. So, yeah, you want to get your body fat percentage under 20%. Number 12, never have credit card debt. Never have credit card debt. Never have credit card debt. If you use a credit card, make sure you have the discipline to pay it off in full at the end of the month. Get rid of your credit card debt. If you have it, you don't want to be carrying, especially consumer debt, high interest debt. That's death. That's death to you. Financial death. Number 13, buying very high-end furniture can make you money over time. So I have like very high-end furniture. You can't see it here. Can I zoom out? So I got it over. Anyway, I got high-end furniture, and it's actually, some pieces have tripled in value since I bought it. Because it's high-end designer furniture, I could sell it now for double what I paid, and people will gladly pay for it. So yeah, high-end designer furniture, Eames, Knoll are my two top choices. They will make you money over time. Number 14, sauna 4 to 5 times a week can reduce all-cause mortality. Well, will reduce all-cause mortality by 40%. All-cause mortality means it's just all overall, the chances of you dying will drop by about 40%. If you sauna 4 to 5 days a week, 20 minutes a shot. So it's an easy way to get significantly healthier, right? Number 15, avoid toxic food. Sugar, bread, cakes, sugar water, Coke, Pepsi, fruit juice, not good for you. Beer, candy, alcohol. Avoid those type of foods, or at least reduce them quite a bit, going back to natural foods, unprocessed foods. Number 16, not all fruits are created equal, and most fruits should be treated like candy. Remember, most of the fruit that we eat these days are they're hybrid. They've been like selectively bred to be tasty and sweet. So want to be careful with the fruit, even though it is natural. Sugar is just not good for you over the long term. A little bit of sugar is okay, it's depending, the more you work out, the more you can consume. But you want to avoid sugar. If you're going to eat fruit, I would have blueberries, maybe some raspberries. You want to keep it to a minimum, though. Keep it to a minimum. Number 17, don't suffer toxic relationships. You have relationships where it's just toxic, where you're like, ugh, I don't want to be around this person, or they're crazy, or whatever it is. You just don't get along. Forget about it. Just move on. Don't waste your time with toxic relationships. Number 18, learn to mind your business. Don't be concerned about what others are doing, whether it be on social media or friends of yours or acquaintances or family members. That's not your business. Unless they're directly infringing on you, forget about it. If you waste your time concerned about other people's successes or failures, not your business. Don't waste your time there. Number 19, comprehension comes through application. Comprehension comes through application. Something I learned a long time ago. A lot of academics don't get this. If you want to really understand something at a deep level, whether it be software development or business, whatever, you really get that deep understanding, not through studying books, not going to a classroom, not taking a course. You actually get deep knowledge by doing it. So you want to become a great developer. For example, when I mentor people in development, I have them go through what I consider to be the key fundamentals. And then I say, you got to write code, write code, write code, write code. But even in my fundamentals courses, I have them writing code. I got this, again, from combat sports. Every time I got in the ring, inspired full contact, I got better and better. So my understanding of timing and tactics and how to throw a punch and body mechanics just got better and better and better and better as I fought, not from doing kata or reading books. As I got in the ring, every new fight I did, I got better and I got better. Every app that I built, I got better and I got better and I got better. So and every time, the more you date, you get better and better at dating, right? The more you get better and better at it. So you want to just get in there. Comprehension, number 19. Comprehension comes through application of the skill. This is what a lot of academics at schools, professors don't understand because they just live in the academic reality. Number 20, learn your lizard brain. Lizard brain is huge, huge. The lizard brain, their primitive brain, it controls your life, really. And you don't know it controls your life, but it does. So you have to start understanding the lizard brain. That's why I have a course called Lizard Wizard. It's so powerful. It's actually the first course in my mentoring program, in my coding mentoring program, and in my soon-to-be-released business entrepreneur mentoring program. The biggest problem that people have, I've mentored thousands of people literally, is not intellectual, it's not technical skill, it's actually lizard brain stuff. You got to get the lizard brain under control and master it. Learn to master it. The more of a mastery you have over your lizard brain, the much more productive and much happier you're going to be in your every aspect of your life. Number 21, you got to get into intermittent fasting. Start IF. You can look up intermittent fasting 16.8 and 18.6. Look that up. Tremendous benefits, helped me quite a bit. Number 22, you want to get lots of sun. Lots of sun. Don't get sunburn. Wear hats to protect yourself. Long, flowy, but get sun. Trust me, you get sun. You know, do morning sun between like 8 a.m. or whatever, 7 a.m. to like 10. Then get out at the high noon when the sun's most powerful. Then get sun again at maybe 3:30, 4, 5. Get lots of sun. You can look it up in terms of how much and so on, but get lots of sun. Trust me, you're going to be glad you did. It helps with your mood, helps with so much, helps with your health. Number 23, I said, use hats to protect your skin from the sun. I did that one. Number 24, get healthy has much more to do with avoiding toxic foods and other substances than consuming some special food or supplement. That's something in our culture where we're always looking for that special supplement. Ooh, if I just eat this, I'd be super happy. Or I eat that. That's part of it. But actually, a huge part of it is actually just avoiding the crap foods, as I mentioned before. If you go back to point number 1, eat natural foods. And number 15, avoid toxic foods, sugar, breads, cakes, beer, candy, alcohol. If you avoid the crap, that goes a long way to getting healthy. What you don't put into your body, I would argue, is actually in many ways more important than what you put in. Because you get out of bad food, out of the bad, smoking and chips and garbage food, and you replace it with healthy food, you're going to be in a much better situation. Number 25, got to sleep. Sleep is very important. Make sure you're sleeping well. My Chinese traditional medicine doctor, TCM doctor, Dr. Yu, told me a couple of things. He said, we are not nocturnal creatures. Humans are not. So he said, we mess up our health over time subtly by staying up past midnight. I kind of believe him. He's been right about so many things. This guy, he cured me of a blood disease, 30 odd years ago. Yeah, so he said, he used to say, get to sleep before midnight, very important over long term. And I can tell you, as I've gotten ancient now, I can tell you that I'm much more sensitive to these things. So yes, sleep does have a huge effect on me. Even more so when you're young and full of piss and vinegar, you can kind of get away with it, but you're still damaging yourself slowly over time. And he used to also say to me, eat natural food. He also used to say, you got to figure out what's good for you. He would say to me, Stefan, for some people, peanut no good. For other people, no problem. So some people are allergic to peanuts, some people are not allergic to peanuts. So you got to figure out what's good for you, Everybody's a little bit different. Number 26, don't work yourself to burnout. Recovery takes a long time. So burnout is when you overwork and then you hit this point where you're like, you wake up one day and you're like, I don't want to do anything. And this could go on for years. So don't ever go to burnout. Pace yourself, take breaks, do some of the things I'm talking about. Go walk around, do micro exercises. Don't ever let yourself get to burnout, because once you hit burnout, recovery is a bitch. Number 27, when learning something new, 20 minutes a day goes a long way. So I have my 20-minute a day learning lesson. This is a great way to get the ball rolling. I'll just leave it at that. I could do a whole video on that for sure. Number 28, invest for long-term investing. You have to invest, you have to invest, you have to invest. When you do invest, you got to invest for long-term. My recommendation is that when you do buy something to invest in, whether it be stocks or whatever, you have to discipline yourself and say, I'm holding this for at least 7 years. At least 7 years. You do that, it creates a discipline in how you invest, and it has other major options, it has other major benefits as well, which we'll get into. Number 29, get emotions out of investing. You don't want to be an emotional investor, because that will mess up your whole investing strategy. And that's where the long-term investing strategy, it impacts the emotions. Because once you discipline yourself and you set yourself up psychologically so that any investment you buy, you hold for at least 7 years, then you don't worry about the day-to-day movements in the stock, because stocks are going to go, investments are going to go. Imagine, for example, I'll use Bitcoin since everybody loves Bitcoin. Not everybody, but imagine you would have bought Bitcoin, 8 years ago, when it went to 15,000, then you're like, it drops down to 3, and you'd be losing it. I know people who lost it. But if you had the 7-year investment horizon, you'd be at 100 grand now, whatever. So you'd be way up. But if you don't have that, and then you see it goes down from 17 to 3, you're really, ugh. So you want to hold on for long term, and you want to get the emotions out of investing. And that's just one of the strategies. There's others. Number 30. The other strategy to get emotions out of it, you want to be highly diversified. So you want to be highly more diversified your investments, less stress it's on you. So you want to be highly diversified. It's also the safest way, the best way to get rich. Number 31, you want to buy index funds. Look up index funds. Those are basically highly diversified investments. Number 32, don't trade. Most traders lose. This is related to number 28, invest for long term. So the opposite, of course, of 32, well, it's the same. Don't trade. Trading is buying for short term, trying to time the market. That's a fool's errand. 90% of traders lose. 33, dollar cost averaging. That's related to long-term investment strategy. You want a dollar cost average. You can look that up. Number 34, the younger you start investing, the better off you're going to be. So start investing when young. If you're not young, well, what are you going to do? Better now than later. Better late than never, right? So start investing as young as you can. I wish I would have invested younger than I did. I would have been so much better off. You can look that up. You can look up all this. And if I get enough people watching and commenting on this video, I'll give each of these bullet points, each of these life lessons a dedicated video. Number 34, start investing young. Okay, number 35, last two. Friends come and go. As you grow older, you're going to see friends will come and go. So when I was in high school, I had good friends. I still have some friends from high school, but most of them I don't. Why do friends come and go? Your interests change. Life happens. So don't be all sad about that. Understand friends will come and go. A lot of times you grow apart. You may have had common interest when you were 15 years old. Then you hit 18, then your interests diverge. So friends come and go. Number 36, last one in this list. If you meet old friends that you lost touch with, you will likely quickly find out why you lost touch with them in the first place. Goes to what I was talking about, number 35. People grow apart. People grow apart. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I'm Uncle Stef. This is my small channel where I talk about more general subjects. My main channel, I talk about software development, coding. This is more about life and business, entrepreneurship, health. Let me know what you think. Comment below. If you like my hat, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like my hat, give me 2 thumbs down. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And that's pretty much it. We'll talk soon. Cheers.